Liechtenstein, home of banks and people hiding their money from taxes, and a handful of footballers. With a population of less than 40,000, there's not very much to work with in this country, but one club has managed to assert themselves as the dominant force in Liechtenstein's footballing world. FC Vaduz stands alone at the peak, dominating its few national rivals. Playing in the Rheinpark Stadium with a capacity of 7,500, Vaduz has dreams of something greater. But this story isn't about Vaduz. In the shadow of the Rheinpark, our heroes train and dream of the day when they can unseat Vaduz. Our protagonists, the squad of USV Eschen Mauren. You've heard of Build a Nation challenges, and some have even attempted the supposed ultimate Build a Nation challenge with San Marino. But Liechtenstein has some surprising twists up its sleeve, making it truly the ultimate Build a Nation challenge. We'll be taking over USV Eschen Mauren, playing in the 4th tier of the Swiss football pyramid. If that sounds weird to you, it's because Liechtenstein, unlike the other tiny nations, doesn't even have its own league. So the goal then is to climb up the ranks of Swiss football, win the league, qualify for the Champions League, and win that, right? Well, not quite. If you've played with a team like Swansea, then you know that despite not being an English club, they qualify into Europe through the English system. That's not the case here. Liechtenstein-based clubs are ineligible for the Swiss European places. If we won the league and FC Basel came second, Basel would qualify for the Champions League, and we'd be left stranded on the sidelines. There is one way forward, though. The Liechtenstein Cup. Our first mission is to unseat Vaduz as the top team in Liechtenstein. By winning the Liechtenstein Cup, we will qualify for Europe, albeit the Europa Conference League, known in-game as the Euro Cup 2. Our only path to Champions League is to win the Europa League, a competition which we can only qualify for by winning the Europa Conference League. With all of the odds stacked against us and every hurdle imaginable set to overcome, how far can we take Eschen Mauren? And how far can we take Liechtenstein in the process? Let's embark on this journey together and find out on Liechtenstein Legends. Alright guys, I am so ready to kick this off. Welcome to the prequel, the episode 0, if you will, of Liechtenstein Legends. I know I said that I wasn't going to start recording until I had my audio foam set up. It's looking like that's going to take a little bit longer than I was hoping. It hasn't even arrived yet, so we're just going to have to make do. But honestly, I'm just so excited to get stuck into this save that I just cannot wait anymore. So today, we're not going to do anything really, except for just look around the club. We'll see what it is we're working with. And to start with, let's look at the staff. So the reason I bring you here, usually I wouldn't focus on this too much, but I find it kind of funny that we're only allowed 2 coaches, but we start with 6. That's actually really good for us. Like, financially, you might think that's a little bit of a problem, but like some of these guys aren't even being paid. So it's not really a huge deal. I like this. We're just going to kind of look at the, I've looked through them a little bit. They're not bad. I mean, some of them are, but like this guy's like a really good head of youth development. Our goalkeeping coach is like really, really good. Like, we have some really, really good staff members. We're lacking a little bit on scouts right now, and our only scout isn't the worst in the world, but this is actually our loan manager. Who's our scout? Scout? Anyone? There we go, Nicholas Bayer. Not the worst in the world. Anyway, I'm pretty excited about this just in general, right? So if we look at the club is not actually as strong in the game as they are in real life. What I mean by that specifically is the capacity of the stadium is 2,000. In real life, it's actually 6,000 apparently. But I kind of like this. It gives us a little bit more of a challenge, try to build up the facilities a little bit more. And, you know, as things go, we've got basic corporate facilities, basic training facilities, poor youth facilities, basic youth recruitment, average academy coaching, though. So, you know, there's a little bit of something going on there. Overall, though, it's just like there isn't really much to do here. And it is kind of cool that this is our own stadium, kind of. Like, we don't own the stadium, but we're the only ones who actually play here, which is kind of cool. As well as some of the youth national teams also play in the Sportpark Eschen Mauren. But yeah, so the team itself is not bad, right? So if we look at some of the guys, if we look at Sonderecker, for example, he's supposed to be our best player. I really like this guy. I think he's really, really solid. Good crossing, decent dribbling for I don't know if I want to play him as a complete wing back because he's kind of missing. I mean, he's really only missing a couple of these. If we take, like, we'll look at it a little bit more. I think like playing him as like a wing back on attack though could be an option. Like, I want him getting forward. He is exactly the kind of player I like playing on the left, especially like the way the match engine works right now. Fullbacks seem to just suck, like always. Everyone is having this issue. Fullbacks are shit. So just like playing them further forward as like wingbacks, just even if you're playing them in the fullback position, the wingback role kind of mitigates the shittiness of the fullback a little bit. So expect me to be playing a little bit more aggressive on that side. Even this guy, right? I mean, this isn't really what I want, but I mean, he's not bad. I'll probably play him as a center back though. A little bit better on tackling. Okay, so this is not too bad. Felipe Dorta, this guy is good. I like this guy. I think he actually came from Altach, yeah. So he's actually played with good teams, Austrian Premier Division teams, back before they were in the Premier Division by the looks of it. But still, really good player with Felipe Dorta, star player, 57 grand a year. But yeah, I mean, this guy, absolutely sick. This guy looks awesome. I can't wait to use him maybe as an inside forward. Michael Scherer. This guy looks not too bad too. Like, even as a midfielder playing as like a box-to-box, I think he could be pretty okay as a box-to-box. I mean, he doesn't quite have the stamina that you'd normally want, but for this level of play, I don't think that's too bad. Or just a deep-lying playmaker. I think this guy has a lot of well-rounded attributes. We'll see what he's going to be showing us. Stjepan Vuleta, this guy is from Basel, actually, a long time ago. Not a bad player. His finishing is a little bit weak, so I have the idea in my brain. I would kind of prefer to maybe play him as a target man on support. More of sort of like part of a two up top, with him being the more deep-lying one of the two. And for who would he play with? Zamel Zabanovic for now, I guess. I mean, the guy is very, very old, but his physicals really aren't that bad for 36. I could see this guy being pretty good, to be honest. I think he's been a veteran of the lower leagues in Swiss football, playing for Brühl for quite a while. Könitz in there. Könitz are an interesting team, actually. I'm going to be able to drop all these random knowledge bombs, but yeah, Könitz is a team that just tends to just beat really good teams in the cup. It's kind of funny. He even played in the Super League for Grasshoppers a little bit, and for Esbjerg in Denmark. So, like, he was a really good player for a brief spell. Obviously very, very old now, but still good enough for us. And other than the rest of these guys, I mean, we've got some homegrown players from Liechtenstein. They're probably on the national team, honestly. I mean, this guy, I would love to sort of train him to play a little bit further up. But he's looking not too bad. Livo Meyer. Sandro Wolfinger actually sounds familiar to me. I don't know why, but yeah, I mean, overall, not the worst to work with. Now, you might say to yourself, okay, you don't really have that big a squad, so how long do you have to sort of build the squad? I don't. We start in 5 days. For me to actually, I tried to load this up once, and I had the earliest possible option in Switzerland, and 3 games had already been played. I had to load the lower leagues in France just to find a start date that was before the season actually started. So this is going to be a little bit wild. I don't really have much time before we start things off against Tönk. But we're really going to have to see what I can make happen. I think, is there anybody in the youth teams that's like decent? Leonan Amzi doesn't look like the worst player in the world. I might sort of rate our youth teams just a little bit. This guy doesn't look bad. This guy actually looks like things. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, overall, that's sort of the look of the team. I don't hate the team, personally. I think it looks pretty cool. I think we've got some really interesting players. If you guys want to sort of compare competition reputation to maybe the English leagues, let's see where we actually find ourselves. Yeah, so we're here. We're right around the Vanarama North-South. So it's about the same. You can actually, this database goes all the way down to the 5th tier in Swiss football, but that doesn't matter to us. Now, an interesting thing about the league is we're in the same division as Balzers. Balzers are another Liechtenstein club, so we actually have a derby, which is kind of cool. They are a little bit weaker than Eschen Mauren. I picked Eschen Mauren a little bit because of the history. They have a recent win in the Liechtenstein Cup, actually. In 2012, they upset Vaduz and won, which is a really, really cool sort of a thing. But now, the interesting thing as well is going to be just the sheer number of under 21 teams. We've got Grasshoppers, we've got St. Gallen, we've got Winterthur. All of these are good teams. It'll be interesting to see how strong these guys actually are. And if you go to the season preview, so season preview, what I've noticed, seems to get like really fucked up by youth teams. It overvalues youth teams a lot of the time. I remember I was playing just on my own in the 10th tier of English football, and like Dorking's reserves had a 1 in 91 of winning and got like 9th. Like, anyway, of the non-youth teams, we are the second best after Tucken. Tucken are a team that has been in the promotion league for a lot of the recent years. This is the 3rd tier. They've been relegated over the last few years, and we're going to be having to sort of go up against them. Some of these teams I know just from the Swiss Cup. Red Star Zurich, Kosovo Zurich, Balzers. Talwil is actually where I went to school. Not quite, but like Talwil is like here. I went to school in Adliswil, so like you walk over a hill and that's where Talwil is. So it's going to be interesting to see how these random Swiss clubs that I'm not really that familiar with do. Actually, hold on. Kirchberg Rüstekon is in this game. I played football for this club as a kid. Oh, but they're below they're in the 6th tier, so they're not actually playable. Oh, man. Cool that they're in the game, though. Is Wädenswil? Sorry, I'm just like fucking going around. Are they playable? No, Wädenswil is the other place that I lived. But yeah, so overall, we have pretty decent chances. My goal is to get promoted within the first 2 seasons. I think we could do it in the first season, but one of the things that concerns me a little bit is just how little time I have to prepare. But I'd love to get promoted within the first 2 seasons and sort of just go from there. If we look at the team stats, right? Actually, we can't actually look at this until it starts. I was trying to like see how we compare as far as budgets go. I would imagine we probably have a little bit higher budget than some of these. I mean, some of these are probably even amateur teams, if I had to guess. Like, I don't know, Kosovo Zurich maybe? No, I guess maybe not. But this is going to be a wild experience. I'm just so excited to get going. I don't really think there's much else that really needs to be shown. I guess if we go to the season preview, we can look at the sort of Dream 11. Dorta is in the Dream 11, unsurprisingly. Robin Kalem from the Grasshopper under 21s. A lot of Grasshoppers players in here, honestly. Like I think we only have the one, right? But still, it goes to show how good Dorta is that he's in here. Mitrovic looks very good. Oh, he's on 91 grand a year. Holy crap. Okay, so maybe we don't have as much money as I thought. Holy Christ. Who's our second? Yeah, so Sondrecker on the left is the along with Nico Abecken? He plays in this. What happened to Nico? I just remember this guy from being an actual like guy who played in the Super League. I think he even got called up for Switzerland a couple times and didn't actually play. But like, what happened to Nico Abecken? Why is he in the 4th tier? Oh my god. Well, that's sad. I guess a little bit of admin work that we can do real quick is just make sure we have the right tier. Yeah, we'll just pony up a little bit more money for the scouting. And yeah, that does it for me today, I think. Let's have a bit of a hold the team meeting real quick. Hello. I don't really want to make any promises. I don't really know much about the team right now. We're gonna give the youth a chance to impress, maybe? Sure. People like that. Alright. Expectations for the season. We're gonna say top half. Alright, cool. Nice. So that went really well. Cool. Awesome. And I think that's gonna just about sum it up for us. If we look at the sort of social groups, the hierarchy, Wolfinger is the big man. 33 caps for Liechtenstein. I definitely want to try to train him up here a little bit. Like, there's two guys that I want to train to play sort of the more advanced winging position. But yeah, that's going to do it for me today, guys. I will be probably recording a bunch of these episodes before I start uploading them. So just to make sure I have a little bit of a backlog, there is no schedule, but I will be trying to upload 3-4 times a week. Ideally on sort of heavy weeks, and maybe once or twice a week if I'm a little bit more busy. But this is going to be a really exciting sort of save. I wanted to do something that was a little bit sort of unique, something to capture the, you know, like something that if people see it on the YouTube algorithm, they go, that looks cool, I want to check it out. And I mean, when I first started when I tried to start this channel up a little bit last year, I did a Vanarama North-South save, which literally everyone has done. So this is something that's very unique. I don't think I've seen somebody do Liechtenstein. Obviously, Build a Nation challenges are things that are already really interesting. The San Marino challenge is like one of the more famous ones from the older FMs. But this is going to be really cool. And just the fact that we are probably only going to have 2, maybe 3 chances at the Champions League ever. So I think those seasons are going to be so wild just to see if we can actually make something happen. And the goal really for this, there is no goal, right? Like, I'd love to see what we can do with the team, and like I'd love to win the Champions League and like win the World Cup with Liechtenstein. But the fact of the matter is that I don't know what is realistically achievable with this team. So it's going to be a lot more about the journey than about the destination with this save. And it's really just, let's see what happens. I have no idea what this is going to look like. But to start things off, one step at a time. First, we just have to get promoted a bunch of times, and that's what we're going to be focusing on first. So tune in next time when we really start the series for real. Thank you for watching our little intro. If you guys are excited for the save, drop a like. If you guys are excited to see more, please hit the subscribe and the bell just so you know when this stuff does come up. And I can't wait to see you guys next time. Bye-bye.